You thought teleporting into a dungeon was the worst case scenario? Think again. Now you've got a demon king with rage issues, a blade the size of a horse, and a city built on top of your regrets. Welcome back to Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation Volume 14. In this episode, Rudeus returns to the demon continent, a land of broken memories and ancient debts, and walks straight into one of the most chaotic, brutal, and oddly hilarious battles in the entire light novel. The plan was simple: teleport to the demon continent, find Kishirika, get the Sokas Grass, save Nanahoshi. But simplicity in this world is a lie. Rudeus, Zenoba, Cliff, and Elise emerge from Perugius' teleportation circle, only to find themselves deep underground. The air is stale, the walls slick with rot, and the bones of the forgotten crunch underfoot. They carve their way out and ascend to Rigorisu, a city Rudeus knows far too well. Years ago, he fled this place in disgrace. Now, he walks back in with more power and more purpose, but the scars remain. They speak demon tongue. They navigate new politics. They meet Nokopara, a scumbag with a horse face and a nose for trouble, and through bribery and luck, they find her. Kishirika Kishiesu, former demon empress, goddess of reincarnation. Now, a drunk, starving hobo hiding under a blanket. Clef gives her food. In return, she offers them a miracle: Sokas Grass, the one thing that can suppress Droin syndrome. It grows in caves beneath Demon King's castles. Convenient, right? Too convenient. Because before they can act, black armored knights surround them. They're from Atofer's army, and they want Kishirika back. Apparently, she borrowed a bottle of legendary liquor and forgot to return it. And if you think that's not a kill, worthy offense in demon royalty, well, you haven't met Atofe. Kishirika panics, and when she's scared, you should be too. Left with no choice, Rudeus binds her with magic and surrenders her to the knights in exchange for access to the castle's underground caverns and the precious Sokas Grass. But demons don't make clean deals. They make traps. The group is brought to old Kishirika Castle, a crumbling throne hall scarred by war and ruled by madness. Cracked stained glass windows filter in a sickly light. The air smells like scorched stone and dried blood. Every step echoes with a kind of ancient tension, like the walls themselves are remembering battles long past. They wait. The throne stands empty. Dust gathers on the shattered tiles. Even the knights guarding the room seem uncomfortable, like they know what's coming and want no part of it. Then the doors slam open, and she arrives. Atofe Freinbach, the immortal demon king. She strides in with the weight of an earthquake, wings like torn leather dragging behind her, a single jagged horn glowing red hot, and eyes that shine with the kind of madness only centuries of violence can carve into a soul. She's tall, towering, built like a gladiator, sculpted from hate and history. Every motion radiates pure muscle, raw confidence, and zero hesitation. She doesn't even look at the group at first, just marches to her throne, sits, and smirks like a lion waiting for its prey to realize it's already dead. Then she speaks. Her voice is surprisingly calm, almost playful. She praises Rudeus for spirit, for spine, and declares that she's impressed. So impressed, in fact, that she's decided to make him hers. Her personal guard, 10 years of servitude. No negotiation, no refusal. A reward, she calls it. Rudeus, ever the diplomat, tries to stall. He explains, he pleads, he even lowers his head. She laughs. Then he says the one thing she doesn't tolerate: no! And just like that, she explodes. The air ignites. The walls rattle. She's on them in seconds. Zenoba steps forward like a living wall, fists clashing with blade. But Atofe isn't a duelist. She's not bound by form or rhythm. She swings like a monster. Raw power. Pure instinct. Every strike is a killing blow. Every movement designed to maim, crush, or erase. Zenoba holds the line, barely, but it's clear she's not even using her full strength, just toying with him. Elise dashes in from behind, aiming for tendons, joints, soft spots. She's fast, precise, but not fast enough. Atofe grabs her by the wrist, mid-swing, and hurls her across the hall like a doll. She slams into a pillar, bones crack. Blood spills. Rudeus doesn't hesitate. He unleashes a barrage. electric, earth, lance, stone cannon, all in rapid succession. His staff hums with overdraw. Sparks light up the throne room. Atofe absorbs it all. Smoke trails off her shoulders. Her armor is scorched, but she's grinning wider now. She's enjoying it, loving it. Then she does something that stops even Zenoba cold. To escape his grip, she severs her own arm, and then, as they watch in horror, regenerates it instantly. She doesn't fight like a warrior. She fights like a force of extinction. A storm that never ends. A god of war too angry to die. The group realizes they're not winning. They're not even surviving. Unless they run. Cliff yells that the teleportation circle is still active, but only just. Rudeus throws down a wide-range paralysis spell. It hits the entire battlefield, friends and foes alike. It's messy, risky, reckless, but it works. The knights seize up, even Atofe stutters. For a heartbeat, it's enough. Elenoise limps to Cliff and drags him toward the door. Zenoba holds back the remaining knights, roaring, bleeding. Rudeus unleashes one last magical barrage to cover their retreat, this time aiming at the ceiling. The spell hits, stone shatters, debris rains down. The entrance collapses behind them, sealing Atofe inside. But not for long. Her voice booms through the stone like thunder. You can run, little humans. I will remember your faces, and I will rip them off personally. And the worst part? She meant it. They flee. Sokas Grass clutched tightly. Kishirika dragging her feet behind them, still half drunk and muttering obscenities. The halls blur as they run. Cracked stone, collapsed doorways, blood smeared across the walls from fights they barely survived. But Atofe is already ahead of them. She's not chasing, she's waiting. The teleportation chamber, their only exit, is surrounded. Atofe's elite stand in full formation, armor black as oil, weapons drawn, eyes hungry. The circle glows faintly, unstable. One misstep and it could implode. Clef steps forward, beginning to chant a summoning spell. His hands are shaking. His voice is thin. He's stalling for time, hoping divine intervention answers faster than death. Rudeus doesn't wait. He unleashes a wide-range paralysis spell, one designed to hit everything within the room, friend and foe alike. It's brutal, unforgiving. The mana recoil burns his arm. Elenoise nearly drops. Even Zenoba staggers. But it works, barely. The black armored knights freeze in place like statues mid-lunge. Atofe falters. For a second, just a second, and that's enough. Cliff sprints toward the circle, muttering the activation phrase, but before he can finish, one of the knights breaks free. The spell didn't hold. He lunges at Cliff, sword raised, aimed for the neck, and then the air cracks. Not like thunder, like glass. A golden light floods the chamber, searing, holy, ancient. Shadows retreat as if terrified. The walls hum with power that doesn't belong in this world anymore. A voice echoes, calm, commanding, final. Enough. Perugius arrives. He doesn't walk, he descends. Surrounded by his familiars, cloaked in radiant white, eyes glowing with ancient judgment, he appears not like a man, but like a verdict. The same being who coldly turned away from Nanahoshi's suffering. Now it descends like divine wrath on her behalf. Atofe snarls. She knows him. 1,000 years of memory flash in her expression. Rage, blood, defeat. They fought before. She lost. She charges anyway. Because some monsters don't care about odds. They just care about breaking things. Perugius doesn't flinch. He whispers an incantation. Barely audible, barely real. The air drops. Cold sweeps the chamber. Twin worm gates spiral open behind him. Portals not to places, but to oblivion. They begin to drain mana from everything. Air, stone, people. Even Atofe, her charge slows. Her limbs feel like lead. Her rage falters. Then, Perugius move. Not fast, not loud. One blow. One arc of golden light. And Atofe is gone. Launched across the sky. Vanishing like a comet punched out of existence. This arc isn't just about battles. It's about survival under pressure. About loyalty tested in the worst possible moment. It's about how power means nothing against chaos, unless you know when to use it. Rudeus didn't win because he was strong. He survived because he had people who believed in him. And because, for once, Perugius chose to act. Atofe is terrifying because she's what happens when strength is divorced from reason. She doesn't care about plans or peace. She is war, and war doesn't explain itself. The Sokas Grass is theirs. Nanahoshi might live, but Rudeus can't rest yet, because something darker waits at home. A dream, a warning, a visitor with gray hair, hollow eyes, and a voice Rudeus knows all too well. In the next video, the future Rudeus appears, man, gods lie, and the horrors yet to come. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what comes next, because the real battle, the one for the future, is only just beginning.